Raised the red letter method of movies was very much in the flavor of Zhang Yimou's style. The film was shot atop a symmetrical composition, which showcases the square layout of the Chen House courtyard. The Chen House courtyard was neat and tidy inside and outside, and this environment seemed to reflect the hidden rules and regulations of the Chen House, where all the power was concentrated in the hands of the ruler, the so-called Chen family master, and the hierarchy was strict and insurmountable. At the beginning of the film, the camera was positioned just as Song Lian arrived at the Chen family, and multiple balanced and symmetrical compositions were used to showcase the empty space of the Chen house. This not only reflected the typical characteristic of wealthy architecture during the Republic of China period, but also illustrated the historical background and strengthens the vertical depth of the entire screen. Several square houses and towering courtyard walls fill the screen, achieving the expected purpose of composition. The director used overhead scene to depict the night scene of the Chen House courtyard, and used symmetrical composition to show the open space of the courtyard multiple times in a panoramic manner. The purpose was not to show the grandeur of the courtyard, but to use it to reflect the enclosure of the courtyard. The plot of the movie between Song Lian and the young master on the roof was filmed by the director, combining frame photography and diagonal photography to create a distance scene. Used diagonal photography, Song Lian and Fei Pu were connected together and also reflected their true and simple emotions. The simultaneous appearance of the two in the same scene also implied that they were bound by their identity. The combination of two photography methods also fully reflected the contradiction and entanglement between these two people who cherished each other but were difficult to approach. The camera lens shifted to the separation between Song Lian and Fei Pu after a brief conversation. The two were looking at each other on both sides of the door frame of the house. At this time, the camera adopted a subjective perspective of frame photography, displaying the two people standing on both sides of the door frame in a picture-in-picture structure. At this point, the weak and soft light in the camera image reflected the fact that the two were constrained and unable to control their happiness on their own, which once again implied their mutual affection, pity, and reluctance to part. Raise the Red Lantern, this film used various shooting and composition methods to show the audience the warmth and indifference of the human world, while also to reflect the oppression of women in the old society and the confinement of human nature by feudal and decadent forces. This film reflected the recurring tragic cycle of the Chen House courtyard, bringing us into a deep contemplation of the feudal ethics and the kinds of joys and sorrows of good and evil in the past.